Okay, so here we are for another replay. This time we are in the Earthshaker again, and as the video title will tell you, this is where we achieve our third mark of excellence. So I've recently done a video in the Earthshaker, because this is a tank which was earned on the community op, which meant a lot of people, a lot of players have earned this tank for free, and there's a lot in the matchmaking because of that. So, because of those reasons, the actual mark of excellence requirements for this tank is relatively low for a tier 8 medium, so I decided that I was going to free mark it. Now on this first replay we got here, we are on Proc. It is a tier 9 lobby, but there's actually no light tanks in the game, and there is no enemy fun police, any enemy artillery, which is really good. So we're going to be able to use these ridge lines and try and rely on our turret to try and bounce the shots, and we're going to be in a good position with our 10 degrees of gun depression to sort of play this area. So as you notice, a lot of the enemy team have also taken the ridge lines, which you probably should do when there's no fun police in the game. Yeah, that's probably the best place to play. You don't want to just leave this area unattended. But what I have to be careful of, it's kind of a game of patience really, because there's a lot of tanks on the right, but there's also probably some tank destroyers, some stealthy tank destroyers on the one line, looking for shots into me when I poke this ridge. So what I don't want to do is get overzealous and sort of overextend myself to get shots into tanks on the right hand side, because when I do that, I'm obviously going to turn my turret and I could get pinged in the side of the turret from the one line from the tank destroyer. So that's something which is very much in my mind, and this whole replay kind of just shows a little bit of patience, a little bit of restraint, so you don't just throw your tank away. I'm mainly trying to just keep poking this ridge right now, just to keep the tanks detected. Now, if the enemy team overextend on the ridge line and give me a free shot, I'll be able to snap it in. But I don't want to sit there aiming for a shot and then get shot in the turret. You can see every time I'm poking right now, I'm getting targeted. Now, that is almost certainly from tanks sitting back in the one line. You've got some things like the Waffle back there, the tier 9 tank destroyer, the UDES, the Panzerjäger. They're all very, very stealthy tanks. Now, I know they're there, I know they're looking at me because I get detected every time I poke this ridge, but obviously if they do shot, I kind of want to just try and bait a shot basically, so like into my turret. Don't give them a long shot to aim, and then they might lose camo rating when they fire and then get detected, just like that UDES has there. He's actually got detected and we managed to get a shot into him and pick up a little bit of assistance. That's the sort of thing we're trying to do here. We're just trying to be very, very patient. It looks like we're potentially winning the other side on the hill. This Mantis just comes in, just full sends us. We get one shot in and he gets taken out, thankfully, from our team covering us. Probably deserves to die there, to be honest with you, but sometimes that doesn't happen and they get away with those sort of things. But thankfully we didn't take too much damage, and the enemy Mantis on the map when there's no light tanks is a very dangerous tank because it's got fantastic view range and it's essentially a light tank in itself. So that could have been a very dangerous tank there on the one line spotting out for their enemy team. The UDES gets pushed forward, gets detected and taken out by a Leopard, and we go on to pick up some more assistance then, putting up on to us about 1,600 assistance, about 1,000, well, just shy of 2,000 damage there, so having a decent game. We then spot this enemy, UDES again, and we try and get a, Strv, and we get a shot into the Strv and pick up some more assistance there, so that's quite nice, and it's a very evenly matched game going through at this point. 11-11 on the scoreline. Again, the UDES get spotted. Unfortunately, that time we only get damaged in the track shots and we don't actually pen him. I'm not actually using the HESH rounds right now. The HESH are really nice because it really boosts your damage if you're penning them all, but I just didn't really fancy the chance of splashing someone for sort of 200 when I was going for this mark of excellence on this particular map. And plus I wanted the shell velocity of the APCR. If I did spot some targets on the one line, I wanted my shots to get in there quickly before they get out into cover. But we managed to pick up 3,000 spotting damage, and I'm literally doing the same thing this whole game. I'm just, I'm kind of in a key area for our team right now because I am just keeping the vision basically, and I'm just going to keep doing that. We've got an enemy medium tank in the bowl, which is essentially just going to keep us permanently spotted all the time, every time we poke. I'm not going to overextend, as I say, to shoot him, because if I do, I'd probably die in a very, very shortly. You know, there's 3 tank destroyers or 4 tank destroyers down there. The Waffle's down there. If a Waffle's got the big gun, I mean, my hit points could vanish in a couple of seconds just by, you know, me over poking, trying to get 400 damage into a tank. It's not worth it. I'm just going to keep poking and then hopefully keep the enemy team spotted. So if they poke up, then I'm going to be able to get shots in. Because as well as the fact that if a tank does get spotted on the one line, I don't have to poke that high if they're high up to get shots in. Just like this Panzerjäger there, we roll for 400, getting a nice shot into that tank there. Putting him onto a sort of a 2 shot, maybe 3 shots to us, depending how we roll. And just rinsing and repeating, poking. You see, every time I'm poking, I was spotted obviously, but I'm getting targeted every time I poke that ridge. Bounce a shot there off of my turret. I think that was the Yangzapager. He gets spotted. We get 1 shot into him, and then all their tank destroyers get spotted at the back. And we're hoping we can try and rack up that assistance. I want to see if we can try and get a shot in and finish this Strv. And we get a lovely shot in and actually blind fire that Strv. And again, take out a dangerous tier 9 tank out of this game. Putting us onto 2,700 damage, 3,300 assistance. So having a really decent game for the Mark of Excellence. I think the Mark of Excellence was only like something like 2,800 thereabouts, not to drop. So if you sort of average that damage, now that's fairly low for a tier 8 medium. So it's a good opportunity if you wanted to get a free mark in a tier 8. This is probably a good one to try and work towards right now, just because, like I say, so many players have got this tank for free that, you know, naturally the tank, you know, the Mark of Excellence requirement, the damage requirements tends to drop when that happens. And again, we're just trying to keep poking. It's still very even. You know, we're starting to bring back the numbers, but you can see on the right hand side of the mini map, we have started to win that side of the map. Now that's good for us, because if those TDs push forward, then they're going to start to, well, essentially deny map control from the enemy team, because they haven't won the one line, so they're going to kind of be stuck. I mean, pretty much all their tanks are stuck at the bottom of that one line right now. So we're going to kind of pinch them in, and if our TDs manage to push across, and they may even spot the enemy tank destroyers in the back of the map, which would allow us to get shots into them. We've blocked more damage there off of our turret, basically, and we're just trying to, we don't want to overextend. You know, the Waffle can punch through our turret, if, you know, potentially if it wasn't angled enough. As well as stuff, you know, tanks can go through our cupola, so we don't want to give them long to be aiming for those shots. You know, if we're only poking, they're going to have to get pretty lucky to get the shot in. You know, it's going to have to be a really good shot. Derp, I shot there on a Mexa gets into the bowl, but then he gets shut down by our friendly J-Panther there, putting this into a 7 versus 3. Now I sense my opportunity to actually go into the bowl, because the enemy tank destroyer got spotted at the back. He's distracted, and I should be able to come in. I've got the hit points to be able to kill this tank here. I'll get my 1 shot in. Now he's going to be able to get another shot into me before I reload. But like I say, I've got the hit points to be able to take that shot. And I should have to finish if he keeps driving around. And I do. Picking up our second kill of the game, getting 4,000 assistance and 3,000 damage of our own. And it's just the 2 enemy TDs at the back. But obviously, the enemy Waffle, like I say, could potentially kill us here. We're on 500 hit points. I don't know what gun they're using, but I want to be careful here, because I don't want to get taken out. But I also just want to keep, I want to spot this for our team if possible. But I'm just constantly targeted, and I think if I go any further, I'm going to get shot. I'm hoping our team start to close in and collapsing them, then they're going to get spotted, and we'll be able to hopefully maybe pick up another shot of damage in this game. I'm thinking about it now, I probably should have swapped to the Hesh, because like I say, it's a Waffle and maybe a Panzerjäger left. But it wouldn't make much difference, because I didn't have a lot of hit points anyway. And we do get that last shot in, picking up another shot of damage and our 3rd kill. Bring this then to replay number 2, and we finished that one off with 3 kills, 3,500 damage, 4,000 assistance, the Ace Tanker and the Spotter Medal. So we have a nice game there, and let's just move on to the final replay, where we achieve that 3rd Marks of Excellence. Okay, so here we are for the final replay here then on Mali, and we are actually platooned up with Swindle 321, our good pal in the Borsig, and Swindle has been playing the game recently, come back to play, so yeah, it's nice to get a chance to play with Swindle again. And we're going to push forward to sort of this middle position. My kind of goal in my mind is I want to push up all the way underneath their ridge to spot the enemy tanks, but crossing the hill. But I want to play that by ear because I want to see what's there. Sometimes you push that position. It's a good position, but the enemy team kind of full send you, and you then you don't have enough cover to help you out. But I'm going to play that by ear, and thankfully I got a really good start of the game there because we actually spot that enemy medium and we pick up 1,000 assistance right off the start of the game. At this point I needed about 1% to free mark, to complete the free mark. So very, very, very good start here. And I've decided I've got Swindle in position to cover us. I am going to go and make this push. Now that enemy light tank will be a problem because he'll be able to just shoot into us when we get this position. But my theory is I've got Swindle covering me. So if he overextends to get his shot into me, I can shoot him and then maybe Swindle will land a shot into him. And that should be enough to take him out. Because I want to spot the enemy team crossing the hill because I want the assistance. So this enemy light tank is going to start paying this attention to us like so he should do. And he's starting to get the shots in. But we're going to wait and hopefully see if we can try and finish him off. And we do finish him off, and that threat is dealt with. And we didn't lose too much hit points for gaining the position. So it's worked out pretty well. And now we've spotted all the tanks crossing the hill. And we know we have Swindle in the Borsig at the back, which can give us lots of assistance here, as long with the other team, which can potentially, friendly team, get the shots in. So right now I'm just poking and looking for the, just to keep stuff detected basically. Want to keep stuff spotted. We spot a enemy Caliban there, and he is caught in a nasty position. So again, straight away we've got 2,000 assistance. Fantastic start to this game with 1,000 damage of our own. So we're already pretty, holding our mark, and I can already sense that this is a good opportunity to finish this free mark this game. Because the start we've got right now, 3,000 assistance, 1,000 damage. I just need to keep stuff spotted. We spot another medium tank behind the hill there. Sorry, an enemy, an enemy medium tank there. We're just trying to keep the stuff spotted on the hill. And we have good cover behind us. We're starting to win the other side as well. You see I'm poking here because I want to spot the left hand side where I get a chance. We do spot an enemy tank there we're able to get a nice shot into. Then we need to pull back into cover so we don't take any damage. Because also there is going to be stuff on the hill looking for us. And there's the enemy S-Bahn which we spotted earlier. Now the S-Bahn obviously could potentially one-shot us here. So we have to tread carefully when it comes to that tank there. But we get a nice shot into his turret. I could have penned for with the Hesh, if I'm honest with you here. Sometimes I do fire a lot of the Hesh, but also, sometimes it can be unreliable, if I'm honest with you. So you have to be careful. But when it works, you really do boost your damage. But being this is a tier 10 game, I'm probably going to opt to having the APCR with a slightly more pen for these particular shots, as well as the fact that I want that shell velocity to get them in. So again, we picked up a bit more assistance, putting ourselves onto 800 damage. I've seen an opportunity to get a shot into this defender here. Going to go for the blind fire just in case he is there. He's not. He's still very, we are starting to take the lead somewhat, but the enemy team, the majority of is all just on that hill area. So I'm not too concerned right now. If they start to push off the hill, I'll be able to push up and get shots in. I was thinking about pushing up over here on the left, but I don't want to get spotted by that defender and then start to get shot by from the hill. So if that defender dies, I could actually then push over to the ridge on the left-hand side, and then I'll have easier shots. But we do get a nice pen into the defender, and then we see this enemy object. We're going to go and try and get a nice shot into him. We actually track him in place, I believe, there. And we're starting to pick up some more spotting assistance off of this tank. And, it's already won sort of 4,000 assistance, 2,000 damage. We have probably free mark. Well, we almost certainly at this point, I'm thinking, the free mark is done. But let's just try and get as much as we can, because the enemy team have brought this back slightly, so we have got to be a little bit careful. But again, this Murat overpokes, and we get the spot on him from this position, and this position has paid off really well for us this game. We've got 5,000 assistance now, 2,000 damage and 1 kill. So the free mark is in the bag. But I want to try, I'm kind of thinking I want to try and get as much assistance as I can now, just because I'm on 5,000. It'd be nicer to see how high we could get that right now. And the enemy team are just all kind of stuck on the hill. They could probably push off at the hill, but they're going to get spotted if they do by Swindle and his Borsig. and yeah, we're going to have lots of time to react to that situation. But I'm kind of, right now the enemy S-Bahn is still alive on that hill, which I'm conscious of, which could potentially one-shot us. I would like to push up and get underneath their hill, and then I can keep everything detected and I can start to climb and start to work myself in and getting a bit more damage out of this game. But again, like I say, I'm conscious every time I poke, I'm going to get spotted and I get detected, and I kind of think, no, I'm a bit hesitant of it, because if I do get detected and I get caught out in that awkward situation, I'm going to lose my tank. But we do spot that object, getting another shot of damage and picking up some more assistance, putting us on to over 6,000 assistance now, 2,600 damage. So we're having a really, really decent game as a bottom tier tank in this tier 10 lobby here. And yeah, with both replays, we kind of just used one position, but it's just kind of how the game planned out. But right now I'm thinking, this is my chance to actually make the cross. I want to make the cross, but then again I pull back. I'm conscious of that S-Bahn's just going to get a shot in. He probably wants to get a shot into us because we kind of punished him on that cross there. And we don't want to lose our tank there. We see him on there on the right hand side on a one shot. Looking to try and get a finishing shot into that IS-7. Maybe I can swap to the Hesh and try and splash him, but it's an IS-7. If I've only got the turret, it's going to be difficult, you know, to do that. But we're feeling pretty more confident. It's a 9 versus 5. We do have mediums now pushing up on the right hand side. That's going to kind of distract them somewhat. And now I feel it's my chance to move in. You know, it's 9 versus 4. What I need to kind of, if I'm going to get anything more out of this game, I need to push forward and try and get some damage. There was an enemy defender still there behind us. He gets shut down by our friendly Death Star. And I think there's still an enemy heavy tank from memory, or at least was at the bottom of this hill, which we're probably going to have to deal with before we're able to move up. There's only 3 tanks there. I've kind of got a head start on my team getting up this hill, so if we're able to get up there, we might be able to get a bit more damage out of this game if we're lucky. And there's one shot enemy heavy tank here. Now, typical Soviet heavy tank. We shot just underneath the tracks, but we don't pen. You know, the side armour on that tank can be really troll, and we've eaten the shot for it. And we're just hoping our friendly team are going to just shoot him and finish him off, because then we can move forward and just get on with this game and try and get as much out of the rest of the tanks. It's kind of holding us here. We go for the second shot. We bounce again. Thankfully, he bounces. But yeah, we're not having a great time at trying to take this tank out here. But he's overextending now, and he does get taken out by a Death Star. That should give us the freedom to move up and try and get some more pens out of this game. Our friendly team has started to cap pressure. I'm kind of hoping we don't cap out, because this enemy heavy tank in the top of the hill is got a lot of hit points left, so we could potentially boost this game a little bit further by getting some more damage in. We try and get a shot into his lower plate. Unfortunately, we bounce that shot, but we do also ricochet a shot off of our turret, blocking ourselves 1,600 damage. Get the kill shot into the IS-7, picking up our second kill of the game, putting us on to just shy of 3,000 damage with only one tank remaining here. It's enemy heavy tank. He turns his turret. We're hoping we should be able to pen that. But yeah, unfortunately with the APCR, obviously you do lose penetration over distance with APCR. And we do bounce that shot. And at this point, it's only 19 seconds left on the cap. I'm thinking we're probably going to kill this tank before the cap clocks out. But we do get an extra shot of damage in. It gets taken out. It brings us an end to the videos. So let's see how we got on. We picked up 2 kills, 3,000 damage, 2,300 odd base XP, 6,300 assistance, getting the ace tanker and having a really decent game there. So there you go. Obviously Swindle has a good game there as well, giving us quite a lot of assistance there in the Borsig. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, happy tanking.
Enemy in sight! Hadouken!